Organizational context of MMC Corporation Berhad. Okay, MMC Corporation Berhad is a Malaysian utility and infrastructure conglomerate with diversified businesses under three divisions: energy and utilities, ports and logistics, and engineering. Sheikh Motta Al Bukhari is the company's biggest shareholder at 51%, while several government-linked investment companies own over 30%. MMC's key businesses in its port and logistics division. MSC ports includes the port of Tanjung Pelepas, Johor Port, Pening Port, North Port, Tanjung Buros Port. Okay. MMC also has an associate stake in the Red Sea Gateway Terminal Company Limited, which operates a container terminal at Jeddah Islamic Port, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Under its Energy and Utilities Division, MMC has a controlling stake in Malakoff Corporation Berhad, Malaysia's largest independent power producer. It is the single largest shareholder of Gas Malaysia Berhad, the sole supplier of reticulate natural gas in Peninsula Malaysia, and its wholly owned Aliran Ehsan Resources Berhad, a water solution provider also owned by MMC. MMC's engineering division has played a leading role as the project delivery partner PDP and underground work package contractor in completing the 51 km Klang Valley Mass Rapid Transit Sungai Buloh Kajang project, and is now the main contractor for the entire Sungai Buloh Sedang Putrajaya project SSP line. MMC wholly owned Elegant External Resources Berhad, a company which specialized in the full spectrum of water treatment and Senai Airport Terminal Services Sdn Berhad, the operator of Senai International Airport in Johor Bahru, a major aviation hub and the main air transportation gateway to Iskandar, Malaysia. The group property of MSC manage close to 6,000 acres of industrial developments in Iskandar, Malaysia, Johor and Kulim Kedah, namely Senai Airport City, Tanjung Bin Petrochemical and Maritime Industrial Centre, and Northern Techno City. Okay, why organization consists of ASEA as per had. Okay, ASEA was founded in the year 1993. ASEA was founded by the government and was purchased by Tony Fernandez on December 2, 2001. ASEA has traveled the globe and ascended to become the world's best airline in 2001. ASEA continues to pave the way for low-cost aviation with its efficient, innovative, passionate approach to business with a route network that spans over 20 countries. ASEA's corporate philosophy of now everyone can fly has sparked a revolution in air travel, with more and more people in the region choosing AirAsia as their preferred mode of transportation. AirAsia strives to keep costs low so that everyone can fly with them. AirAsia will continue to provide high quality product while embracing technology to reduce costs and improve service level. Also, the region's first airline to offer fully ticketless travel and an assigned seat. The low cost carrier terminal LCCT at Kuala Lumpur International Airport serve as its primary hub KLIA. Its affiliate airlines Thai ASA Indonesia ASA operate from Thailand's Suvarnabhumi Airport and Indonesia Soekarno Hatta International Airport respectively. ASA has the lowest unit cost in the world of USD dollar 0.023 ASK and a passenger break-even load factor of 52%. It has hedged 100% of its fuel requirement for the next 2 years, has an aircraft turnaround time of 25 minutes, a comparatively level 3 times that of Malaysia Airlines, and an average aircraft utilization rate of 13 hours per day. On May 15, 2007, a service called Express Boarding was launched, which is allowing passengers to pay a fee for priority boarding. EASA has flown over 55 million passengers across the region and is expanding its road network to its associate companies. EASA believes in the no fail, no hassle, low fare business model and believe that keeping costs low necessitates high efficiency in the aspect of the business.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Abdullah and I will continue on this presentation. Okay, today I would like to present about the calculation of analysis for MMC Corporation Berhad for the financial statement. Okay, for this slide, we can see about the profitability ratio. Okay, in this profitability ratio, first we can see about the many of type of ratio. Firstly, return on capital employed, ROCE. Okay, the formula that we use in that ratio is net profit or loss divided by capital employed and multiply by 100. Okay, for the year of 2019, we get the 18.18%. Okay, the interpretation is on the year of 2019, MMC Corp got 80 cent of net loss on every of capital invested. And for 2020, the calculation and we get 23.08%. And on that year of 2020, MMC Corp got 20.08 cent of net loss on every ringgit of capital invested. And the for analysis in this type of ratio, based on the table above, MMC Corp had a slight increase in the net profit on the year of 2019 and 2020 from 80.80 to 23.08 cent on every ringgit of capital invested. It is show that MMC Corp's company performance is increased. Okay, after that, we can see the type of the ratio is gross profit or loss as a percentage of sales. In this ratio, we use the formula is gross profit or loss divided by sales and multiply by 100. Okay, for year 2019, we get 49.91%. And the interpretation is on the year of 2019, MMC Corp got the gross loss 49.91% for every 1 ringgit sales. And for the 2020, we get the calculation is 84.91%. And the interpretation is on the year of 2020, MMC Corp got the gross loss 84.91% for every 1 ringgit sale. And the analysis on this ratio is as shown in the table of gross profit or loss. As a percentage of sales above, we can conclude that MMC Corp gained the gross profit on the year of 2019, which are from 49.91% to 84.91% in 2020. From that, MMC Corp gross profit had increased after the year of 2019. And the last type of ratio in profitability ratio is net profit or loss as a percentage of sale. Okay, for this ratio, we use the formula is net profit or loss divided by sales and multiplied by 100. Okay, for 2019, we get the calculation is the answer is 13.25%, and the interpretation is on the year MMC Corp got the net loss 13.25% for every ringgit sales. And for 2020, the calculation that we get 22.26%. On that year, MMC Corp got the net loss 22.26% for every 1 ringgit sales. And for the analysis, based on the table of net profit or loss as a percentage sales above, from year of 2019 to 2020, MMC Corp had a slight increase in net profit from 13.25% and 22.26% for every 1 ringgit sales. From here, we can conclude that the net profit of MMC Corp had drastically increased. Okay, after we done about the profitability ratios, we can see about liquidity ratios. Okay, I want to continue in the type of ratio is current ratio. Okay, in this current ratio, the formula we use is current assets divided by current liabilities. Okay, for the year 2019, the calculation gets 0.74. Okay, for the interpretation on the year 2019, MMC Corp has a current asset of 74 sen to settle every ringgit of current liabilities. And for interpretation for 2020, on that year, MMC Corp has a current asset of 1 ringgit to settle every ringgit of current liabilities. Okay, refer to the table of current ratio above. MMC Corp current ratio shows increase from year of 2019 to 2020 year. For the year 2019 get 74 sen and 2020 get 1 ringgit. From here, we can conclude that the ratio of MMC Corp has drastically increased. After we settle about the liquidity ratios, we continue in the efficiency ratios. Okay, first type of ratio is accounts receivable or sales ratio. Okay, for the formula we use is account receivable divided by sales and multiply for 365 days. Okay, for 2019, we get 202.3 days. Okay, for the interpretation is on that year, MMC Corp took 202.3 days to collect debts from customers. For the 2020, MMC Corp took 181.4 days to collect debts from customer. Okay. Based on the table of account receivable or the sale ratio above, we can see that while the 2020 have a longer period of time to collect debts from customer, which is 181.4 days respectively. And the next of type of ratio is account payable or purchases ratio. Okay, the formula is account payable purchases. Account payable, account payable divide by purchases and multiply by 365 days. Okay, we can see in that table, we conclude that the analysis is based on the graph of account payable or purchases ratio above. It is shown that MMC Corp was quite consistent in paying back their debts, while 2019 MMC Corp took 710 days to pay the debt, and 2020 increased to 728 days. Account payable is an important figure in MMC Corp balance sheet. If account payable increase over a period, that means the company is buying more goods or services on credit rather than paying cash. Okay, after we settle about the efficiency ratio, we continue to the slide about a shareholder ratio. Okay, first, the type of ratio we can see from that slide is earnings per share or EPS. Okay, the formula that we use is net profit or loss divided by number of ordinary share issues and and multiply by 100. Okay, for the analysis on this ratio, on this earning per share, is from the table above. MMC Corp's EPS for the year of 2019 was 14.47% and increased to 17.76% during the year of 2020. A higher EPS means MMC Corp is profitable enough to pay out more money to its shareholders. Okay, after that we can see about the price or earning ratio. Okay, for this ratio, we use formula is market price per share divided by earnings per share. Okay, the analysis on that table is price or earning ratio above. MMC Corp shows increase from year of 2019 to 2020, which was from 0.82 to 0.85. A high price or earning ratio could mean that MMC Corp stock is overvalued, or else that investors are expecting high growth rates in the future. After that, we can see about the dividend yield. In that ratio, we use the formula is gross dividend per share divided by market price per share. Okay, the analysis is as shown in the table from that slide. Dividend yield had decreased from 0.53 to 0.28 for the year of 2019 to 2020. If a stock has a low dividend yield, this implies that the stock's market price is considerably higher than the dividend payments shareholders gets from owning the stock. Falling yields may indicate that the MMC Corp's cash situation is not stable. And lastly is dividend cover. For dividend cover, we use that formula is net profit after tax and preference dividends divided by ordinary dividends paid and proposed. And for analysis, as shown in the table of dividend cover, MMC Corp is 2.19, an increase in 2020 which is 2.46. If the dividend coverage ratio is greater than 1, it indicates that the earning generated by the MMC Corp are enough to serve shareholders with their dividends. And lastly, for MMC Corps, we can see about the capital structure ratio. Okay, the analysis is, as a result, the MMC Corp would be a greater financial risk because during times of lower profit and higher interest rates, the company would be more susceptible to loan default and bankruptcy. Based on the table, gearing ratio of MMC Corp greater than 25% is typically considered risk by both investors and lenders. After we done for the calculation of analysis for MMC Corps, we continue for the calculation of analysis for Asia Berhad financial for the financial statement. Okay, firstly, we can see about profitability ratio. Okay. For the firstly is return on capital employed. And the formula we use is same as for analysis at the MMC Corp. Okay, the analysis is based on the table. Asia X Berhad had a drastically increase in the net profit on the year of 2019 and 2020 from 3.53 to 73.12 cent on every ringgit of capital invested. It shows that Asia X Berhad company performs increase. After that, we will see about the gross profit as a percentage of sales, and the formula is same as MMC Corps for the analysis. Okay, in this type of ratio, the analysis is as shown in the table of gross profit or loss as a percentage of sales above. We can conclude that Asia X Berhad gained the gross profit on the year of 2019, which are from 50.97% to 45.68% in 2020. From that, Asia Berhad gross profit had increased after the years of 2019. And lastly, for the profitable ratio is net profit or loss as a percentage of sale. And the formula is net profit or loss divided by sales and multiplied by 100. Okay, from that calculation, we can analysis about based on the table of net profit or loss as a percentage sales above. From year of 2019 to 2020, Asia X Berhad has increased in net profit from 2.68% and 82.70%, 75%. for every 1 ringgit sales. From here, we can conclude that the net profit of AirAsiaX Berhad had drastically increased. After that, we continue for the liquidity ratio. Okay, firstly, the type of ratio we can see I want to share or present is about current ratio. Okay, the formula is same. Current asset divided by current liability. Okay, the analysis is refer to the table of current ratio above. AirAsia X Berhad current ratio shows decrease from year of 2019 to 2020. For example, year 2019 get 0.74 cent and 2020 get 28 cent. From here, we can conclude that the current ratio of AirAsia X Berhad had slightly decreased. Okay, after we have done about the liquidity ratios, we continue about the efficiency ratios. First, we can see about the account receivable or sales ratio, and the formula is same like for the MMC Corps analysis. Okay, for this efficiency ratio for Asia X is based on the table of account receivable or the sales ratio above. At in 2019, AirAsia X Berhad took 36 days to collect debts from customer, which was the shortest period of time taken, while on 2020 it takes a longer period than before to collect debts from customer, which is 42 days respectively. And secondly, we can see about the account payable or purchases ratio. And the analysis we can get from the calculation is based on the account payable or purchases ratio above. On 2019, AirAsia X Berhad took 661 days to pay the debts, while on 2020 they took 728 days to settle the debts. Okay, after we done about the efficiency ratio, we can continue about the shareholder ratio for the fourth ratio in this slide. Okay, first we can see about earning per share, and the formula is same about for MMC Corps, and we use it for the Asia X Berhad. Okay, for the analysis is from the table above, Asia X Berhad EPS for the year of 2019 was 0.08 and increased drastically to 1.75 during the year of 2020. A higher EPS means Asia X Berhad is profitable enough to pay out more money to its shareholders. After that, we can see type of ratio about price or earning ratio. And the formula is market price per share divided by earning per share. And the analysis is based on the table of price or earnings ratio above. AirAsia X Berhad shows decrease from year of 2019 to 2020, which was from 8.44 to 0.49, and a higher price or earning ratio could mean that Asia X Berhad stock is overvalued, or else that investors are expecting high growth rates in the future. And the third is about dividend yield, and the formula is gross dividend per share divided by market price per share. And the analysis is as shown in the table. The dividend yield had decreased from 6.67 to 1.16 for the year of 2019 to 2020. If a stock has a low dividend yield, this implies that the stock's market price is considerably higher than the dividend payments uh, a, a shareholder gets from owning the stock. Falling yields may indicate that the ASIAX Berhad cash situation is not stable. And lastly, the type of ratio for shareholders ratio is dividend cover. And the formula we use is net profit after tax and preference dividends divided by ordinary dividends paid and proposed. And the analysis is as shown in the table of dividend cover. AirAsia X Berhad is 1.64, an increase in 2020 which is 0.08. If the dividend coverage ratio is greater than 1, it indicates that the earnings generated by the Asia X Berhad are enough to serve shareholders with their dividends. And lastly is about capital structure ratio. Okay, from that the table of gearing ratio of Asia X Berhad, it would be at greater financial risk. The company would be more susceptible to loan default and bankruptcy. Okay, why I say that? Because for the year of 2019, after we calculate, that year get about 88.9%. But for 2020 is we get 101.8%. And this is greater financial risk. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Projection and recommendation. MMC corporations division are most government-linked companies. Although its revenue is declining for past 2 years, which is proven by the company's financial statement, to boost it in future years, some effective method and strategic plan need to be implemented. Government's policies and principle is vital to be considered to develop a recovery plan which will increase MMC Corporation financial performance. MMC Corporation can sell more bonds, shares, and stocks to gain more fund for public to boost their financial sources. MMC Corporation is diversify in business so they can merge some divisions to reduce the operating and management costs. They also can give some portion of part of projects or works to subcontractor to complete it. Investor relations are maintained good to enhance future investment. More investors can be welcomed to invest in MMC Corporation. Implementing ethical decision making can lead for better performance in future. Why projection and recommendation for ASIA advice for portion may be can help this company to improve their cash flow, or they may be suggest an option for getting funding internally. Can we conclude from all the calculation of the analysis and interpretation of financial statement on ASIA Berhad is this company is having such a weak financial. Asia as Berhad also can try to chase up many outstanding payment as they can and also always have a condition for of sale agreement before they make a sale. Suggestion for this company to improve their financial health. Maybe they can sell their asset. Selling unwanted asset can be a good way to get some cash and reduce the storage cost.